Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel. So in this video, I will share to you the further announcement that has been posted in the website of IRCC Canada. So in order to clarify the past announcement made by the Immigration Minister Mark Miller touching upon the matters of capping the international students and the other measures such as the PGWP and the open work permit for the spouses of the international students. So if you're interested to know more about this additional information, please keep on watching. Hi again, everyone. So in this video, I will deliver the additional information via slides or PowerPoint presentation in order for you to see the statements that have been posted in the website of Canada. So that is canada.ca, and the exact link will be placed in the description box if you would want to read the whole announcement. So we're talking about the additional information about international student program reforms that have been made today, February 5, 2024. So before we discuss those additional information, just a disclaimer, guys, I am not an immigration lawyer or consultant. I am not a financial advisor nor licensed or affiliated with any government agency or organization. So the information given here is based on my own research, and the statements that you will see in my slides that I will show to you in a while are the exact statements that I have lifted from the website of Canada Immigration. So please do your further research before you take any action or decision based on the matters that we will discuss in this video. So IRCC mentioned that further information is being provided today to clarify the announcement of intake cap on new international study permit applications and the other changes. So the other changes that they are talking about here are the PGWP eligibility, and as well as the open work permit eligibility of the spouses of the international students. So with this word to clarify, we are expecting that the issues that we are raising or the questions that we have in mind because of the past announcement made by the Immigration Minister Mark Miller will already be answered, right? Because it's meant to be clarified. But we'll see. Yan, hanggang matapos natin ang announcement basahin. So let's check if na-clarify niya ba talaga yung mga bagay-bagay na nasa isip and katanungan natin. So the first topic that they touched upon in the announcement today is the capping and the provincial attestation letter. So if you will remember, so in the announcement made previously, the capping for the student visa applications for the year 2024 is set at 360,000. And then for those who will be applying later on for the study permit, so they will be required to provide a provincial attestation letter. But the issue previously is that how can someone get a provincial attestation letter if there is no process in place on how to secure it from the province? So let's see if that has been clarified now. So in the first statement, you will see that they just reiterated about the announcement made previously on January 22, 2024, and they highlighted that international students at the college or undergraduate level are the ones to secure the provincial attestation letter. So they are now calling it PAL, because you will be securing it from the province or territory with their study permit application. So IRCC will return any application received that does not include a PAL, otherwise exempt. Why are we now requiring the applicants to provide the attestation letter or to get that attestation letter when they submit their study permit application? So because they said here This will serve as proof that the student has been accounted for under a provincial or territorial allocation within the national cap. Dahil nga limited na lang into 360,000 approvals for this year ang dapat magawa ng entire Canada. So provinces and territories have been asked to have a plan in place for issuing PALs by March 31, 2024. So the Government of Canada is also working with the Government of Quebec to determine how the certificate can serve as a PAL or Provincial Attestation Letter. Now, let's go to the next slide. So here it mentions that international students whose applications were received by IRCC before 8:30 a.m. on January 22, 2024, as well as those who have already been approved for a study permit and intend to travel to Canada for an upcoming program, they do not tend to take further action as a result of the cap. So, ibig sabihin, as long as you submitted your application until 8:29 a.m., yan, you are no longer required to secure an attestation letter. So it also includes those who have already been approved for a study permit even for the year 2024. Diba? You will no longer be needed to submit an attestation letter. So again, to clarify, who needs a provincial attestation letter? So this is lifted from the wordings, of course, as posted in the website of IRCC. So most post-secondary study permit applicants and then most non-degree granting graduate programs. So for example, certificate programs and graduate diplomas. So you need to have a provincial attestation letter. And then finally, anyone else not included in the exception list below. So the following are the exceptions. They do not need to provide an attestation letter. So primary and secondary school students, then master's or doctoral degree students, visiting or exchange students, in Canada, study permit and work permit holders. This includes study permit holders applying for an extension. So, mas klaro na ngayon. So, if you are already a holder of a study permit and you would like to apply for an extension, of course, you will no longer need now to provide an attestation letter because you will not be counted in the cap. And then in Canada, family members of study permit or work permit holders. So ito, may nag-ask sa akin, what if yung family member ko is my brother and who is a holder of study permit or work permit? So shall I now qualify under that exception? So I went now to the glossary of the IRCC. How do they define family members? And that does not include brothers or sisters. So family members includes your spouse and your children, your dependent children. So if you're talking about your brother having a study permit or work permit, so that does not constitute a family member under the definition of IRCC. But that is again based on my research. So you can also do your further research if you are unsure whether or not a brother or a sister belongs to the definition of a family member. And finally, you do not need to have a provincial attestation letter if you are a student whose application was received before 8:30 a.m. So, very important to 8:30 a.m. So, check your receipts, the acknowledgement receipt. So, if that is before 8:30 a.m., then you will be required to provide an attestation letter. Okay, the next topic that they touched upon here is the Postgraduation Work Permit or PGWP update for the graduates of master's and degree programs. So in recognition that graduates of master's degree granting programs are excellent candidates to succeed in Canada's labor market and potentially transition to permanent residence, we have made a change to the length of the PGWP so that they have the opportunity to meet the required Canadian work experience in order to apply for their permanent residence. Thus, starting on February 15, 2024, so yan, in 10 days, it will be effective already. February 15, 2024, a longer 3-year post-graduation work permit will be available to those who are graduating. So, as you can read this word that they have used, graduating, ibig sabihin, even if they have already started the masters before the announcement, as long as they are graduating on February 15, 2024 onwards from a master's degree program that is less than 2 years and they meet all other PGWP eligibility criteria, they will benefit for a longer 3-year post-graduation work permit. So yan, so that is the clarification made today. Kindly take note that the length of the PGWPs for programs other than master's degrees will continue to align with the length of the study program to a maximum of 3 years. Meaning, kahit na hindi tayo nagma-masters and we are taking up either certificate or diploma program, we are still entitled to get PGWP, and however, that will align now with the length of study program. If it's certificate or 1 year PGWP. If it's a diploma program na 2 years, the maximum that they can give for that is 3 years PGWP. So now in this next slide, they have provided this question and answer for clarity. So who is eligible for a longer post-graduation work permit? So they said that graduates of programs that are at least 2 years in length at PGWP eligible designated learning institutions are eligible for a 3-year PGWP as are graduates of master's degree program less than 2 years in length. So meaning, hindi naman tinatanggal ang PGWP guys sa mga nagtitake ng certificate or diploma program. Sa certificate, it's gonna be in accordance with the length of the program. If that is 1 year, then the PGWP will be 1 year. And it says here that if we have taken our program at least 2 years, so the PGWP that can be given to us will be also 3 years, just like the graduates of master's degree programs. Now let's move to PGWP eligibility for public-private partnership college programs. So in this statement, so they just mentioned and explained again what is the curriculum licensing agreement happening between the private institution and the public college. So they said that some provinces allow public colleges to license their curriculum to be delivered by an affiliated private college. So it's the curriculum of the public college, but the ones who are going to deliver that study or program will be through an affiliated private college. So in these cases, students physically attend a private college but graduate with a diploma from the public institution. However, there's a clamor or concerns have been raised with regard to the quality of education provided by these institutions dahil nga na-discover na yung mga private institutions, mga nagsusulputan lang, nasa strip lang ng mall, walang quality education na na-provide sa mga international students who are paying so high tuition fees. So this includes lack of sufficient student supports. So the Auditor General of Ontario has also raised concerns about the lack of oversight into program quality and student services at these institutions. As such, IRCC has made a change to restrict the PGWPs for this institution. So anticipating that without the ability to apply for a PGWP, there will be a reduction in the number of international students enrolling them. So just to be clarified with that statement given, nag-provide na naman sila ng question and answer form para mas clear sa public. Okay, so who is eligible for a PGWP after graduating from a public-private partnership college program? So kasama ba yung mga presently na nag-aaral sa public-private partnership college? So or ma-affect lang ito yung mga later on na mag-e-enroll? So to answer that, so they have provided that international students currently enrolled. So if you are currently enrolled in a public-private partnership college program, you will remain eligible for a PGWP if they meet other program eligibility criteria. So I hope that we are clear on that aspect. If you are currently enrolled, so you are still qualified for PGWP. So who is not eligible then for a PGWP after graduating from a public-private partnership college program? So we are talking about the new students who are enrolling in this type of program. So they will not be eligible for a PGWP. So dito na kasi minsan pumapasok yung confusion or may kumakalat na news na, oy, wala na raw PGWP ang i-offer ang Canada. No, that's wrong. There's still PGWP being granted to those international students even you took a certificate or diploma program or master's degree programs. Ang mawawalan lang ng PGWP ay yung mga new students na mag-e-enroll sa public-private partnership college program. So I hope that we are clear on that. So this kind of arrangement or program, as I have read in the news, ay common or makikita sa Ontario. So maraming nagsusulputang ganyan and walang masyado sa ibang provinces kasi nandun talaga yung pool ng mga international students. That's why maraming private institutions na gustong mag-accommodate ng international students. However, they are not really capable of doing the same. So now, let's proceed with the changes to open work permit eligibility for spouses. So this is a very hot topic and hot matter. I hope magkaroon nga ng clarification sa mga questions or issues in our mind kasi matagal-tagal na rin or ilang araw na rin tayo nag-aantay for their announcement. So they said in the website again that in the coming weeks, so our favorite phrase, in the coming weeks, eligibility for open work permits for the spouses and common law partners of international students will be updated. So it just means that hindi pa rin tayo tapos mag-antay, guys. So it's still in the coming weeks that this eligibility for OWPs will be updated. So we have to wait. So ano ba yung clarification na ginawa today? So to talk about the OWP eligibility, they provided a question and answer here. So kanila mismo galing ito. So who can get an open work permit? So here, eligibility is limited to the spouses and common law partners of students in graduate, whether master's and doctorate and professional degree granting programs only. So kindly take note ha the difference. Kasi sa PGWP, yan, longer ang PGWP if magte-take ka ng master's. Pero they're not talking about doctorate programs or professional degree granting programs. But here, since we are talking about the open work permit eligibility, nandito na yung tatlo. So if you are a graduate of master's and doctorate and then professional degree granting programs, then your spouse or common law partner will be eligible to get an open work permit. So now let's proceed with the second sentence. I think this is a very important one lalo na sa mga mag-a-apply for PGWP later on, yung mga pag-graduate katulad natin. So I'll just highlight it to emphasize yung sagot ng IRCC in their website. So who can get an open work permit? So once these changes are in effect, spouses and common law partners of international students seeking to extend. So that is part of a PGWP application kasi extending the open work permit of the spouses and common law partners. So they will continue to be eligible under this stream. I hope that this is good news. I don't want to make any interpretation or opinion on this, but I'm just sharing you how I understand it. So, ibig sabihin, those who are gonna extend their open work permit holders, spouses, or common law partners, so you can still be eligible under this stream. And yeah, feel ko kasama kami dyan. At least klaro na ito para sa atin. Pero syempre, mas maganda na klarong-klaro pa rin talaga itong announcement na to dahil hindi pa rin tayo tinatantanan ng in the coming weeks provision. So in the coming weeks, eligibility for open work permits for the spouses and common law partners of international students will be updated. Ayan, andyan pa tayo guys. Will be updated pa rin. So hindi pa rin ito ang final or ito hindi pa rin ito yung pinaka-updated na ibinibigay na information. So there's just somehow na binigay lang na clarification. Yan, at least hindi na matatouch yung mga mag-e-extend lang ng work permit. Yan, eligible pa rin under this stream. So who will not be eligible for an open work permit then? Feel ko ina-assist na talaga tayo ni IRCC para mas maunawaan ang kanilang mga information or announcement. That's why they made the information as like a question and answer format. Kasi marami talagang tanong. So they said here that the spouses and common law partners of the IS in other levels of study, including undergraduate and college programs, will no longer be eligible for an open work permit. Here, this is very important unless they already hold an open work permit under this stream. That's why the qualification in the earlier slide na kung mag-extend na sila kasi meron na silang open work permit before, you will be accepted. Yan. So kindly take note. So I hope nabunutan na ng tinik yung mga nagtatanong katulad ko before na makakapag-extend kaya tayo ng open work permit for our spouses and our common law partners. However, ito nga pala, hindi nito nasagot clearly or hindi nito na prohibit ng diretsahan yung mga study permit holders na dito sa Canada, nag-aaral na, but they are yet to apply for an open work permit for their spouse. So, covered ba yun? So, I cannot deliver any answer on that because they did not touch that matter on their announcement. So yan, meron na ring somehow clarification on certain aspects, but I think hindi pa rin ito nasasaklaw lahat ng situations na pwedeng mangyari sa ating mga kababayan, di ba? Sari-saring mga tanong, sari-saring situation. So if hindi pa rin na-clarify ng announcement na to or information posted in the website of IRCC ang inyong sitwasyon or katanungan, so here, we will come back again in the coming weeks. So kapag na-update na nila talaga itong eligibility for open work permits ng spouses and common law partners ng international students, yan, I will provide you also with that update. So yan guys, yung mga information na nakapost sa website ng IRCC. So I just copied them exactly in order to prevent any confusion, misinterpretation, or widening of the concept. So kasi dito, very strict talaga ang immigration rules. So yun guys, yung additional information coming from the IRCC seeking to clarify the past announcement that they have made touching upon the capping of international students, the PGWP eligibility, and the open work permit eligibility. So if you have any questions, you can leave the questions down below. So let's try to answer it using the information provided in the IRCC website. So if you like this video, please don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Subscribe na rin kayo if you have not yet subscribed. And don't forget to click the notification button in order for you to get notified of our future uploads. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace!